Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies.
Hello and welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club. I'm your host, Septa Ironwood, and with me, as always, is Maester Ironwood. How are you doing today? Quarantine hell?
Fantastic. Quarantine hell.
Been quite a lazy day today.
It was a very lazy day.
It's a Sunday. It's allowed.
I watched a bunch of Star Trek before you woke up. Got through the remainder of the season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. Mm-hmm. You've been watching
Battlestar Galactica all day.
Battlestar Galactica, because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you've never seen it all the way at the end, which is...
Yeah.
I've seen the whole thing like a couple times.
I've never made it to the end. Yeah, I think I got up off the couch to either get a drink or go have a cigarette, and that was pretty much it.
It's to go have a cigarette because you requested that I refill your wine cup for you.
Yes, I did fill it the first time, though. But that was because...
Before you sat down.
Yeah.
And you were already up getting a cigarette at that point.
I was, yes.
So, yeah.
On the plus side, I didn't eat a lot of food today.
Sure.
So.
On the minus side, Walmart was way too crowded yesterday, people.
Yeah.
Way too crowded.
It was, yeah, ridiculous. I wore a mask out in public.
Yeah.
For that.
We did a social distancing party.
We did. It's my best friend's birthday today, Sunday. So yesterday I had to pick up masks that my sister made
For us.
Anyway, so we were going to be down in the area. So we got together in an empty parking lot.
Yep.
6 feet away. We all sat in the trunks of our cars.
Yep.
I did bring cupcake things for everyone we found at Walmart.
Yep.
And sang her happy birthday and gave her wine and...
Ate lunch.
Yep. Gave her birthday present, so...
Yep. Which was wine.
And?
Weed. Lockdown necessities, people.
Wine and weed.
Necessities.
I'm set. I wonder how many people are kind of bummed that I'm not high every time I record now.
I don't know.
It's been a long time
maybe
since
we'll have to do a poll.
It has been a long time since I've been high.
Do you prefer Septa Ironwood stoned or not stoned?
Septa Ironwood has never been stoned while recording.
That's true.
Lady Wyvern was.
Yes. All the time.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So aside from lockdown, what are we here to talk about?
Arya.
Arya 2.
Yes.
Only our second Arya chapter.
Yep. I told you it wasn't the third one.
Yeah. I could have sworn there was 2 or whatever. It's not a lot of Arya chapters, so
yeah,
not a lot.
But, and this chapter actually goes over a couple of months.
Yeah, so this chapter is essentially... Well, we'll get to it. But
yeah.
It's basically like how to join the assassin people. Yeah. Not how to become an assassin, but how to join the assassin people.
Well, I imagined this chapter, like if it was made on the television, it would have been somewhat like how Sam's time at Old Town went, with all the bedpans and everything, just kind of repetitive day after day. Work. Yeah. But that's what she does, is she does the scut work.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, yeah. So, I mean, I think for me the most interesting part of the chapter was we got the background story on the creation of the Faceless Men. Yes,
and I realized that was oddly similar to I'm not sure if it's a Bible story, but it's a story that I remember hearing about how, like...
Do tell.
I think it was I'm trying to remember. I think it was a religious story.
Okay.
But they had all these people and they were building something.
The Tower of Babel?
Maybe, I don't know. But I don't know. Someone had like cursed them or something, or done something, and then all of a sudden all these people spoke different languages and couldn't communicate.
That's the Tower of Babel.
Okay.
Yes. When humans created a tower high enough to reach heaven, and God got pissed and therefore made it so everybody spoke different languages so that they couldn't communicate and work together.
Yep.
Because what do Christians not want? People working together. Says so right in their book.
Yes.
And one of their favorite stories that they say is a good story. I don't know.
All right. So I'm glad it wasn't just me. Or did you think of that when you read it?
I didn't think of the Tower of Babel. I just knew you were talking about the Tower of Babel.
Okay.
Because that's like the only building project aside from...
Okay. I don't have... I mean, I was raised in a Methodist church, but I didn't retain a lot of my religious teachings. I also stopped going to church when I was like 13. So...
Yep. And now you're a evil atheist, just like me.
Am. But
I come from a Catholic family.
I like my wine.
Well, most Catholic, but then my mom had to leave the Catholic Church when she married my dad.
Yeah, because he had been married before, so
Correct.
that was her
so
problem.
It's okay for Newt Gingrich to be married 5 times and still be a Catholic because he's rich and powerful.
But not his wife.
But my mom had to leave the Catholic Church.
Yes.
So we went to an Alliance church when we were younger.
My best friend's daughter got kicked out of church because she was LGBTQ Alliance.
Well, you know.
She went to the Baptist church in town.
Well, that's Baptists. Mm-hmm. They're a little fucking crazy.
Yep.
Baptists can be nutso. Especially get down to like Southern Baptist.
Woo! Well, they do have the biggest church in town. Yeah. In my hometown.
Well, I mean, in a town of 20 people.
My town actually has quite a few people.
The town of Barker has a lot of people?
No. It's the church right in town. If you're going towards McDonald's.
Okay.
The one next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
It's a bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, this town has 8 churches, so...
I know this town has less people than my hometown, and it's got more churches.
Yeah. We used to have more people.
Yeah.
We've lost about 2,000 people since I was born.
Yeah, I think only 4 people moved in the same year we did.
I don't know. I didn't look like that, but...
Yeah, more people are leaving than coming into this town.
But anyway, okay, so Tower of Babel, yeah, if that works for you, it works for you.
Well, that's what stuck in my head.
Okay,
so
that works. All right, let's see. So before we get to a synopsis, which I'm going to keep really short, do you have a haiku?
Okay.
Let's take a deep look in the House of Black and White. A day in the life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So this here's the synopsis of this chapter. Arya lies and gets beaten for her lies over and over and over until she stops lying.
She doesn't get beaten for her lies.
She gets in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Scolded.
Over and over and over again until she finally stops lying and is allowed to start training as an assassin, essentially.
But she's still lying.
She's still lying, but she's lying better.
Mm-hmm.
She's learning to play the lying game where she can lie effectively.
Yes.
And to people who are supposed to be able to catch her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you saw this scene in the TV show, it was the waif kept smacking her with a stick every time she lied.
Yeah, because and she was blind at that point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the chapter that we're talking about here.
Yes.
For me, the most interesting part is, like I said, the story of how the Faceless Men became the Faceless Men.
Old Valeria.
Yes. But I will let Septa start and tell us all the fun shenanigans that Arya gets up to in the House of Black and White over the month or whatever this chapter takes place in.
Well, there's at least 2 full moons in this chapter.
Yes.
But she doesn't know because she's stuck inside the entire time.
Yes.
She is not permitted to leave the building.
Well, that's not true. She
not
can
until
leave.
the end of the chapter.
She can leave.
But she can't come back.
Right. She can leave whenever she wants. She just can't come back if she does.
Right.
So.
But she somehow worked around that in this chapter. But we'll get there.
She snuck out.
Yeah. So the chapter starts, basically, she doesn't know the language. So the only way she communicates with everyone else, who she doesn't know anyone's name except for Uma, who's the cook, is by pointing and basically putting things in her hands and gesturing, say, go cut the onion, go take out the trash, go do this.
Yeah.
So she's not garbed like everyone else. She is wearing, like, servant clothes, plain clothes. Mm-hmm. So she does stuff like she helps with the cooking. She'll sort the clothes that come from the dead men, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, scut work.
Yeah. And she basically does that for like a month.
Yeah.
And the entire time the kindly man is asking her, who are you?
Yep.
And she says no one, and he says you lie.
Yep.
And that's on and on and on.
Yep.
And
over and over and over and over again. Yes.
then the one night, the waif catches her at her needlework.
Yes.
So the kindly man comes to her the next day and says, these items belong to Arya Stark.
If you are truly no one,
Yes.
you won't need these.
Right. So it takes her a couple days. But she manages to go out and she throws everything in the water except Needle.
Yep.
She can't, because that reminds her of home.
Yep. And John.
Yes.
Because it came from John.
Yeah.
So
she manages to find a crack in the rocks and hide it in the steps.
Yes.
And then she goes back in and
Right.
it's like she never left.
Yep. Well, she sneaks out at night.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
She snuck out at night to throw everything in the water.
And I think that you can't tell her to get rid of her shit and then get mad at her when she goes to get rid of her shit.
Right.
You know, like, that's kind of bullshit.
Right.
That's like that video of the cop that shoots the guy for getting his fucking ID after telling him to get his ID out. Mm-hmm. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. So the kindly man notices that all her stuff is gone.
Yep.
So he finally
He's very happy.
he finally upgrades her.
Yes.
So she's no longer wearing the servant's garb. She's wearing a black and white.
She finally has her black and whites.
Yep.
Yep.
So she has those for another month, and now she's like helping clean the dead and stuff like that. She does
a little more advanced scut work.
Yeah, well, this is like mortuary work.
Yes.
She has to move and clean the dead and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she does have time to like wander around the place, but she is absolutely forbidden from going to the lowest basement floor.
Where the priests live.
Yes.
Absolutely. So So we need to figure out what the fuck's down on this third floor, right?
Yes.
If nobody's allowed down there except for the priests.
That's where all the rituals happen, I'm assuming.
Is it where the weirwood tree is?
I think it would be a little bit down there.
Oh, you think?
I do.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so she can go anywhere in this building except for that third floor.
Yeah. And she finds rooms with riches, rooms with all kinds of really fancy clothes and really nasty clothes. So it's basically all the stuff that is...
Taken from the dead.
Yeah.
Weapons, armor,
everything.
Absolutely.
And she is noticing a lot of people come in and out. It's not like the Sept where a lot of people come in at one time.
Right.
It's randomly.
Yep.
There's a few people that are coming in kind of constantly, but they always look a little bit different.
Yep.
And then there's the people that come in, they drink the black water.
And never leave.
And then they go and lay down and they're dead.
Yes. They go to sleep.
Yes. And never wake up.
Yeah. Good times. Had by all.
So they're basically committing suicide here.
Yes. Absolutely.
So is it for anyone to do that?
They're receiving the gift.
Yes. So is it people who are true believers, or is it just anyone off the street?
Anybody who wants to come in and receive the gift.
Okay. Well, I was just because Arya had to knock to be let in. She had to say the words.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming these people have to say the words to be let in.
Or maybe
die.
not.
If they're coming to die, you think like there's magic in the doors that knows they're coming to die?
I would not put anything past it.
Okay.
Remember, these doors opened by themselves.
That is true.
So, yeah.
That is true.
Maybe she just happened to come at the time when the door was shut.
Maybe.
The way is shut.
Ha ha ha.
But yeah, so it's a lot of yada yada.
Yes.
Of
Her and the waif have to teach each other their languages. The waif catches on better than Arya does, which is weird to me because children are better at collecting languages in their brain.
Unless somebody is just extremely adept at it.
Right. Well, supposedly the waif is 36.
Yup.
But she looks the way she does because of the poisons.
Yes.
Which we don't get an elaboration on that.
We do not.
So the only thing we get is whatever they're pouring in the black water at the end of the night.
Yeah, she appears much younger than she actually is.
Yes. And Arya found that out because Arya was told to practice lying with the waif. So.
Yes, and the waif told her her age.
Yes.
And Arya falsely called it a lie.
Yep. Arya said she was 10 and the waif took it as truth, but I don't think that's true.
You don't think Arya's 10?
No, I think she's 11, close to 12 at this point.
Well, then she's getting good at lying.
She also said she doesn't really know how old she is.
True, because she doesn't know.
If her birthday's passed or not.
Right, exactly. So
there is no sense of time in this.
She might legit think she's 10.
Right.
Still, she might have no idea.
Right.
Even though we think she's older than that.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do know the waif is older than that.
Yes.
which is interesting. So the only other real important thing I think to talk about is the story of how the Faceless Men became.
Yes.
So they came to Bravos long, long, long ago.
Before the first men and all that other
before
stuff.
It was Bravos, before any other men came.
Before the Titan even came.
Yes, the Faceless Men were there. Now, how did the Faceless Men begin and where, Septa?
Old Valyria.
Old Valyria.
In the... Is it 13 or 14?
13 flames.
Yeah, the 13 flames. The volcanoes. I'm pretty sure they're volcanoes.
They are.
Okay.
So in the minds of the 13 flames.
In the minds of Moria.
Yes, exactly. They delved too deeply.
Yes.
And so the first Faceless Man.
Yes. They don't know if he was a slave, if he was a guard, if he was the son of a wealthy man, or just someone who took pity on the slaves. They have absolutely no idea what his status was.
Right. Or maybe he wasn't even a man at all.
Maybe. He
was like a child of the forest or something.
Maybe.
You never know.
But all they do know is he was giving the slaves, I want to say release.
The mercy.
Yeah, mercy.
The gift. Gave them the gift of release.
Because this was torturous
and
work.
it's not a hand job.
Yeah. No.
Not that kind of release.
Yeah, no. These men were mining in active volcanoes.
Yes.
Or dormant volcanoes. In very, very hot tunnels.
Sulfur, dust.
Their sandals melted, their feet burned and
Yes.
blistered. They died from smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
They were pretty sure there were fireworms down there.
Yes, fireworms.
Yes.
Which were...
Dragons.
Yeah, combined with magic and something else to create dragons, essentially. Yes.
Yeah, that tunnel through the earth and the stone.
Yes.
So there
Terrifying.
is lore of wingless dragons that live in the mountains.
Yes.
And they are called worms. WYRM.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fireworms. So in time, that first Faceless Man gave the gift to all of the slaves. Which means he killed all the slaves.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
How do you kill all of... That's a lot of slaves. How do you kill that many without getting caught? Unless you, collapsed.
So that's a good question. Did he perhaps lead them in mass suicide?
Right. That's a very...
So, maybe convince them all to throw themselves into a pit of lava or something.
Right. Or did
Or to commit seppuku.
Collapse the 13 flames?
Well, not at this point.
Because they're still there.
Yeah. But he may have done that later. Well, made them erupt.
Right.
Later.
Because that was the doom, right?
Correct. The doom of Valyria.
Yeah.
So he brought the gift to all the slaves. Mm-hmm. We don't know exactly what that means, except that all the slaves ended up dead. And in some way, this guy orchestrated it.
Yes.
The first Faceless Man.
Yes.
I think it's more of a mass suicide, because they give the gift today by people coming in and drinking the black water.
Yes.
And killing themselves, essentially.
Yes.
So I think it's more likely that is what happened.
And keep to the quote-unquote tradition.
Yeah, it was a mass suicide convince them to release themselves from the pain that they were suffering by giving themselves the gift.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think.
It's crude, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, most likely.
Yeah.
And then after he was done with them, later he did give the gift to the great masters
Yes.
of Valyria, but that is a story for a different time.
Yes.
So I think that heavily implies that this first Faceless Man was responsible for the doom of Valyria.
Yeah, absolutely.
In some way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was blood magic or something. I mean, maybe the mass suicide, he used that to trigger blood magic, which caused the doom of Valyria, perhaps. I don't know.
That'd be very interesting.
Would they?
To know.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the story of the Faceless Men, their beginnings. And then from there, that first Faceless Man came to what is now Bravos.
Yes.
And now that's where they live and have their temple.
Yes, it is.
And are feared and respected by all Bravosi. As Arya could tell by the fact that she showed that coin to the boat captain and got everything she wanted.
Yeah.
Immediately after doing
Absolutely.
that. So
Without actually having to pay a dime.
Yep.
Because he probably didn't want the gift.
Well, that's the thing, right? So they have the rule, right? So one of the things that Arya keeps getting caught with is reciting her list.
Yes.
At night.
And that's an Arya thing, not a no one thing.
Right. And she's told that faceless men do not kill people that they know. Right. They don't get to choose who gets the gift. Mm-hmm. The gift is, the people are chosen by the many-faced god.
Yes.
And then the faceless men just deal it out. So she doesn't get to kill her list.
Yes. And the one thing I did learn in this chapter is the many-faced god isn't all male.
No, it's all gods.
Yeah. It's all gods. There's multiple statues within this that are...
It's all the statues. It's all the gods.
Yeah.
Like the 7 are in there.
I didn't read that.
Yeah. Like the strangers in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I did read that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So yeah, it's all these different gods that are worshipped there under the framework of the many-faced god.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. When you think about it, right? I mean, even in Westeros and Essos with the Faith of the Seven, there are people who call them, it's the 7 who are 1, or the 1 who is 7. It's the 7 different faces of God.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yes.
It's not 7 individual gods. It's the 7 faces of God. The many-faced God.
Yes.
Also, think about many faces makes me think of weirwood trees.
Yes, they have
Ancient
many faces.
gods, many-faced.
Yep.
So, which is one of the reasons why I do believe that there's a weirwood tree down the bottom of the House of Black and White. And that this whole thing is like a millennia-long blood sacrifice that continues to this day to the old gods.
Oh, okay.
Which is the many-faced god, whatever you want to call it. Him, her, it, she, he, they. I don't know. But yeah, so I think we have some fun stuff coming in the House of Black and White.
Yeah.
So we'll
Plenty
see.
more to talk about later because it's all vague here.
Very vague.
It's all gray here.
Yeah. All vague, all crazy. All right. That's kind of all I really wanted to talk about in this one.
Yeah, there's really not much else.
Not too much else.
Except in the end of the chapter, Arya is told, okay, now you have to go practice.
That's true, okay. Yeah.
Your
lying.
You're lying in your language.
Yep.
So we're kicking you out.
And you're going to go sell seashells for this guy.
Yeah, to practice your bravosi.
Yeah.
And what name are you going to go by?
What name is she going to go by?
Cat.
Cat of the Canals. Mm-hmm. So our next Arya chapter might not be an Arya chapter.
Might not.
Might be Cat of the Canals.
Do you think she does that after her mother or after the cats she used to chase?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, there may be some interesting people in her next chapter. People that we already know.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Who might be on their way to Bravos.
Okay.
Any ideas?
Yes.
Okay. Little Samwise Tarly and his band of merry men and women.
Quite possibly.
All right. Got to give it a title. Do you have any ideas? So I wrote down Assassin's Creepy instead of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Right.
Let's go with that.
So
That's
Assassin's
funny.
Creed than Assassin's Creepy because
Yeah.
they're fucking creepy. All right. What's the next chapter, Septa?
It is an Elaine chapter.
Elaine, our first Elaine chapter.
Yep.
So back to the Vale
Yes.
with Elaine Stone
Yep.
and her future hubby, Sweet Robert.
Yes.
Sweet Prince Robert or Lord Robert, whatever you want to call him.
He's Little Lord.
Little Lord. You gotta go Lil.
Little Lord.
Lil Lord. Yeah, it's his rap name.
Little Lord Robin.
Yep. All right. Let's see. So this is Tuesday's episode, so that Elaine will be Friday.
Yep.
Let's see. I am gonna make Septa read that H.P.
story.
Lovecraft short story over the next couple of days. Hopefully we can record that early next week as a little bonus for people while we're still locked in quarantine, because I don't think we're getting out anytime soon.
I really think it's going to take more than a month at this point.
Oh, I think we're definitely into... I mean, the Virginia lockdown order goes through June.
Does it?
So,
Yeah.
I mean...
I told my sisters yesterday, I'm pretty sure this whole thing, it's going to be at least a year before everything's back to normal.
Oh, easily.
At least.
Easily. I would say more closer to 2 years by the time we get a vaccine for it. So.
Right.
All right. So, yeah. So, we'll be back on Friday with Elaine. We'll be back 2 episodes the following week. We've also got that short story, H.P. Lovecraft, coming that we're going to talk about. And some of the days when Septa's working and I don't have as much work as I used to have, unfortunately. Lost a little bit of that due to the shutdown. So I am going to take some of the time and record myself playing the Game of Thrones video game.
Well, you have fun with that.
And share that on our YouTube channel.
Yes, you have fun
If
with that.
anybody wants to watch that. And then I'm also going to make Septa play it as well and see what different choices she makes than I do and how that affects her game.
That's fine. As long as it's not the zombie one.
No, it's no, it's not. There is a Walking Dead game that plays very similar.
Nope.
But no, it's not. I made Septa play the demo of Resident Evil 2, the new one.
Yep.
And she about shit her pants.
I threw the remote at the sight of the first zombie that came at me. So, yeah.
Which she barely even got to.
Yep. And I was like, nope, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, she was done after that. I am enjoying the game. I think it's really good.
You do that.
I think it's really good. So
I'm not much of a video game.
no, you like Mario Kart.
I do.
And that's about it. And your
like
stupid
Mario
bear game.
I missed my bear game.
Yeah, your bear, which I don't remember. It was Evil Bears or something.
Yeah, I was
Killer Bears.
I was an evil teddy bear that ran around killing all the other happy bears.
Yeah.
Naughty bear.
Naughty Bear, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. If you want to support the show, anything like that, find out all the good information, you know where to go. It's our website, IceAndFirePod.com.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, everybody stay inside, save lives, stay safe. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.